Olivia, answer me right now if you're awake.
Good morning, Mom. I'm sorry for missing your calls last night. I went to bed earlier than usual. What's up?
We need to talk about your baby.
Oh, of course. It's only been a week since I found out about the baby, so I haven't had the chance to tell anybody yet. I'm pregnant! Can you believe it? We're going to have a baby!
I know you're excited. I was the same when I got pregnant for the first time. Well, it makes me want to cry just thinking about it.
Thank you, Mom. I truly am ecstatic. It's like a dream come true. I've always wanted to be a mother, and now it's finally happening. I can't help but feel overwhelmed with happiness. Moreover, I already feel this incredible bond with my little one, even though I haven't met them yet. I can't wait to hold them in my arms and shower them with love. It's going to be such an incredible journey.
Wow, really?
Yes, Mom. I'm so excited. I don't know the gender yet. Do you want to hear them? I'd love to have your opinion.
Hold on, Olivia. You're getting ahead of yourself. I'm not coming here to hear anything about your stupid child. I'm not having any plan of encouraging you to keep it either. Forget about baby names. You're not keeping it.
What? What are you trying to say?
Want to know why? Then listen carefully to what I'm going to say. When my son told me you were pregnant, I immediately booked an appointment with a psychic. She gave me extremely crucial information about the baby's future. For Christ's sake, Olivia, you have to get rid of this baby as soon as possible.
What? What could the psychic have possibly said for you to want me to get rid of this baby?
I know it's painful for a mother to give up her baby, but it'll only be good for all of us. I promise that you will thank me in the future.
No, Vicky. This is not going to happen. Are you out of your mind? How could you ask me to abort a perfectly healthy life? This is your grandchild and it's only 1 month old.
That's possible before it's too late. It's still just a tiny bean. So the procedure wouldn't be too difficult for you, and then it won't be a big deal anymore.
Oh my goodness. That was the cruelest thing you've ever said. Mom, 1 month or 1 day makes no difference. Maybe you find abortions easy, but I don't want to take the life of a fetus growing inside me.
Olivia, don't freak out, okay? We will finally work things out. What can just a little fetus do? It's useless. So this is the best time to get rid of it.
You're asking me for an unbelievable request. All because the psychic told you something that was probably made up.
Olivia, I need you to pull yourself together before we continue this conversation. You're getting emotional. It's not even that big a deal.
Mom, you're a mother too. You should be the last person in the world to ask me such a thing. I thought you would be thrilled to hear about your first grandchild, but here you are, asking me to kill it? What is wrong with you?
Everything happens for a reason, I told you. The psychic gave me very promising information. This needs to be done, Olivia.
Fine. Tell me what is the reason that this is happening. What information did the psychic give you?
I've been in touch with the psychic for a long time. She's known for her accurate predictions, and she's never been wrong for me either. Yesterday, right when I walked into her apartment, she immediately felt a bad energy. She said that this new baby would be a jinx for our family, and somebody will end up dead.
Yeah? And? What do all of these mean?
And she said it was most likely going to be me. We need to take this seriously. My life is on the line here.
Mom, I hate to break it to you, but everybody dies. You will die whether or not this baby is born.
Don't you dare mock such a clairvoyant being. I know she's right. She's always right. And she said there's a possibility I could die even before meeting your baby. I can't let that happen to me.
Now you're the emotional one. I promise you that you will not die because of my baby. What you need to do now is to see a therapist instead of a psychic. Everything is going to be fine, and we will both forget about this conversation by tomorrow, okay?
Wait! You don't understand, Olivia. No matter what you or Mark says, you will lose the baby in 2 weeks. I'll make sure of it.
Are you threatening me?
It's not a threat if you do it yourself. I'm showing you kindness by giving you a chance to get rid of it yourself in a safe way. But if that doesn't happen, I can't promise what I'll do to you.
I cannot believe that these words are coming out of your mouth, Mom. All of these things are not rational and reasonable at all. It's the product of your imagination. You're out of your mind and you really need help.
You need to realize that having this baby is not an option. You need to listen to me as my daughter-in-law, Olivia. Trust that I know what's best for you and your family.
Listen, Mom. I always respected your superstitious beliefs. But what you're saying right now is crossing the line. I hate to do this, but I would rather get a divorce than get rid of my baby. It's just not happening.
Honey, even if you get a divorce, you would still need to get an abortion. It's not about your marriage. It's about me or the baby. And we all know what the answer to that is. You cannot let your mother-in-law be in the brink of danger and not help anything.
Hate to break it to you, Mom, but I don't care about what your psycho friend said. I'm keeping the baby and I'm willing to protect it at all costs. Don't you dare say another word about your plans with my baby. You'll regret it.
My son won't let you treat his mother like this. I know for sure he would choose his mother over his unborn child. You just wait until I speak to him.
Go ahead and speak to him. I'm sure he'll be just as disappointed in you as I am. You're not the only one who loves him, Mom. And I'm not going to let you take him away from me.
You're making a huge mistake, Olivia. You'll regret this for the rest of your life.
I'm not going to regret anything. I'm going to be a mother, and that's the most important thing in the world to me.
You're too young to be a mother. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. And I'm your mother-in-law. I have lived for more than 50 years myself. I know what's best for my family. And you too.
Really? I'm not so sure about that, Mom. You are just thinking about yourself. My baby and I are nothing to you, right? Anyway, I'm old enough to make my own decisions. And I've made my decision. I'm keeping this baby.
Fine, but don't come crying to me when you realize you've made a mistake.
I won't be crying. I'll still raise him happily and celebrate the birth of my child.
You stupid daughter-in-law. Just wait for it. I'll make you give up on that stupid decision. And don't think that you can get away with it, Olivia.
Honey, I cannot spend another second with your mom.
What's going on now, Olivia? I'm having enough with your constant complaints. You better do it quickly. I'm dying for a nap right now.
I'm sorry, but she's literally insane. For the past week, she's been spamming me with propaganda of death and bloody fetuses. She's driving me crazy. And babe, I think she tried to push me down the stairs when she came over a few days ago. Thankfully, I was holding on tight to the railing, but this can't continue. She's trying to get me to have a miscarriage. You have to stop her.
Well, yeah, so what? Just do as she says. Listen, Mom's always right. You're always wrong, of course. She is my one and only mother. And if she says that the child brings bad luck, so just accept it and abort him. You say that he's just a small fetus, so aborting will have no significant harm, right?
Of course not, Mark. This is our child. And moreover, this needs to end. Ignore her efforts, but she's getting more and more aggressive. I'm scared every day wondering what Mom's next plan is. Can you please just ask your mom to stop all of her crazy plans? Can you do that for your wife and your child?
Well, Olivia, I talked to her this morning when I stopped by my parents' house, and I have this idea. I think this idea would work for everyone.
And what is that idea? I hope that it's not as crazy as your mother's.
Of course not. How dare you say that to your husband? So you just think about this. You're only 27. You're still pretty young. Do you think that you're ready to be a mother? So to make things good for everyone, getting an abortion is the best option so far. You can just easily have another then. and my mother can finally be saved. What an intelligent husband I am, right?
I can't believe you're saying this now, Mark. You are risking your child's life. And don't you say that you also believe what the psychic said?
Why not? It has been confirmed several times by my mother. It wouldn't be false. And one more thing.
I'm listening.
To be honest, I'm not ready to be a father yet. When you announced me the news, I just didn't want you to get upset and make a fuss, so I just went along with it. But if this baby is causing so much division in our family, so of course, it's not worth the attention and care from this house. And it's important to me that I get my mom's approval and help with my first child. So please try to use your brain this time. If you want, we can always try and have another. It's not difficult at all to me. Does that sound good?
What on earth did they tell you this morning? I wanted you to stand up to your mom, not get on her side.
Well, I am their blooded son. How could I not obey my parents' wishes? I can't let my only mother die because of a single fetus. And who do you think you are? Are you my mom? You're just an ignorant and stupid wife. You and your baby are basically of no use to me.
My goodness! That's it! You and your family are out of your minds. I can't believe just because of a simple saying from a psychic, you all can treat me like this.
Come on, Olivia. Don't play the victim here. We do nothing wrong. And this thing is just a fetus. Moreover, it will grow up to be a jinx. We can't risk everything on a tiny bean.
What if I say no? Are you gonna start plotting my miscarriage?
Yes, so what's wrong about that?
Well, I guess it's settled then.
What do you mean by that?
I did not see this coming. My dear husband, who made a vow to take care of me for the rest of my life, is now hurting me mentally and physically.
How could you say that to your husband? Could you even consider what I'm doing right now? I'm trying to prevent you from getting hurt in the future. Instead of throwing your dirty words on my face, you'd better thank me for everything that my family and I have done for you all these years.
Yes, but your mother has already hurt me in many ways. And if forcing a woman to abort her dear child is what your family grants me, so sorry. I don't need that. It's just the cruelest thing I have seen in my entire life.
You're such a thankless wife. I'm starting to feel regretful right now because I chose you to be my wife and now you're messing my whole family. And my mother's being upset and worried. Are you happy now?
Well, okay. You know what? Fine. As you wish, I'll get an abortion. But I also want to get a divorce.
You're really giving up the baby? OMG. Thank you, Olivia. You're saving my mom's life.
You don't even care about getting divorced. Insane! I don't know how I got married to a man like you.
Well, these are just my priorities, okay? And you better know your place in this house. You're not that important, so don't be so shocked about that. Anyway, to express my thanks, I'll grant you a drive to the hospital tomorrow for the abortion, okay? You must feel really lucky to receive me, because I don't do that very often.
No, I want to do that by myself. Just give me the money for it.
What? You reject my offer? How dare you? But whatever, it's better because I can spend my time on much more valuable things. However, good luck with the journey. The divorce petition is on the table over there. I have already signed it. Sign it, we're over, I'm free. Okay?
Yeah, okay. Whatever. I don't care anymore. But just give me the money for the abortion. That's the only thing I need right now.
Hey, Olivia, I heard that you're back in town after 5 years. Is that true?
Who is this?
It's Mark, your ex-husband.
Oh, hey. Mark. Well, you're right. I am back in town.
And you have a kid with you?
How do you know that?
I saw you and a kid passing by the diner this morning when I was eating breakfast.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Olivia, I really hope I'm wrong, but is that my child? We have the same ginger features, so I'm just wondering.
I won't lie to you. And yes, Mark, you are the father.
Oh my God, Olivia. I thought you got an abortion all those years ago.
Of course, I didn't. I was just pretending to go through with what you wanted. But the truth is, I never had an abortion. I kept the baby and raised him by myself, so he's my child only, not yours.
I cannot believe this. You lied to us? I even sent you money for the abortion. What about the abortion documents you sent us?
I forged it all and kept the money for childcare.
How dare you lie to us, Olivia?
Why? I simply made a decision. The only way I could get out of your family was to pretend to get an abortion. But look at us now. I have a kid and your mom is still breathing.
If there's anything that happens to my mom, do you, Olivia?
Sue me for what? For living my own life and making my own decisions? You don't have any solid reasoning to sue me.
No, I'll sue you for stealing my money. You didn't use my money for an abortion as you promised.
You are so petty. It's been 5 years and we promised to stay away from each other after the divorce.
I only made that promise because I thought you had gotten the abortion.
So now what? Now that you know the truth about the baby, what are you gonna do? Kill him?
I don't know yet. But I bet my mother's friend will know what to do. The psychic, I mean.
You're telling me you still believe her even though your mom should technically be dead right now?
I don't totally trust her. The abortion was just an additional preventive measure.
Stop sugarcoating it, Mark. We all know your mom is blindly superstitious. If she wants to buy a new house, she'll go to the psychic. Name her baby? Go to the psychic. Decide a wedding date? Go to the psychic. She's been letting her psychic rule her and your entire life. She needs to get help.
Don't make fun of her way of life. She's perfectly fine. Listen, all I need is for you to bring that kid to my house. I'll bring him to the psychic and take care of it.
I don't even want to know what you mean by take care of it. I have no reason to follow your demands.
That's my son.
No, he's not. You lost custody of this child the day you gave up on us. And for your information, I'm getting married next month, which is why I'm back in town. Once we're married, my husband will become the father of my child and we'll move far away.
Where are you moving to?
I'm not telling you. I want you to stay away from me and my son. And why did you suddenly show your attention to my child like that?
Well, of course not. I'm just missing my lovely child. And don't try to switch the topic. You cannot separate me from my child. You can go marry whoever you want, but the kid needs to stay with his father.
The father who wanted to kill him when he was still a fetus? Don't be ridiculous. I know you have nothing but bad intentions with him. Let me be clear. I protected him once, so I can absolutely protect him again from your nutcases. When will you realize that you guys are the jinx, Mark?
I won't let you get away with him.
What a shame! You cannot do anything to hurt me now. You don't know where I am or where I go, Mark.
Don't be so happy. I'm perfectly capable of keeping track of you.
You're so sick. Go away and leave me alone.
I'm not going anywhere until I get my son back.
He's not your son. He's my son, and I'm not giving him up.
You're making a big mistake. You'll regret this for the rest of your life.
I won't regret anything. I'm going to raise my son to be a good man, and he'll never know anything about you.
You can't keep me away from him forever.
We'll see about that. Now, get lost. I don't want to see your face.
Olivia, how dare you keep the baby? You're trying to get me killed.
I'm assuming this is Mrs. Vicky.
Yes, it's your mother-in-law.
You mean ex-mother-in-law? I no longer have any relation to your family.
You are harboring my grandchild. You lied to us about everything and ran away.
Your grandchild? Oh, Mrs. Vicky, you're so funny. After forcing me to get an abortion, now you want to call my kid your grandchild? That name is insulting coming from you.
Listen, I don't have time to argue with you. After my son told me you two were in town, I immediately met up with my psychic. And you know what she said? The kid renewed himself and is coming back with good luck. So now we need him to make our family wealthy. You've had him for 5 years. It's only right for him to spend the next 5 years with his dad.
Excuse me? I can't believe you're tossing around this child's future for your selfish whims. And I already know that Mark's become broken now. His stupid business failed terribly, resulting in a huge debt. Therefore, you even had to sell your house to pay for his debt. He's so embarrassed to say that to me. Such a pathetic man. So that's why you listened to the psychic and begged me to bring the child back. Is that right?
It's not just for me, or for my son. I heard you're getting married soon. You'll be able to make a new family with your new husband and won't have any time for this kid. We'll take him off your hands while you settle in with your new family. And actually, we don't have any money or a house to live in. So the child is the only thing I can count on right now. Please bring the child back to us.
What a pity your family has to come to this. But it serves you just right. By the way, my fiancé is incredibly happy to raise this kid with me, Mrs. Vicky. Unlike you all, he loves me and my child unconditionally. Go find a good luck charm somewhere else.
You cannot run away from us for the rest of your life.
Nobody's running away from you, Mrs. Vicky.
Then why are you moving to another state? Why don't you stay here in town with us? That way we can both see the kid.
Just so you know, I don't make my decisions based on you or your son. I'm living my life as I please. I'm moving because my fiancé's company is getting relocated.
Your husband owns a company?
Yes, he does. I'm marrying the sweetest, most gentleman person there is. He saw me for who I was and wasn't afraid of raising kids with a young woman like your son was.
How dare you replace my son so quickly?
My flight's about to take off and I'm leaving you and your family for good.
No! You have to leave your son behind! He needs to stay with us. Olivia, get off that plane right now! Wherever you go, I will find you, Olivia.
How? Oh, I have an idea. Why don't you go ask her psychic where I'm moving to? I bet she'll have all the answers.
You know what, Olivia? I will ask her and I'll hunt you down and bring that boy home.
Bring him home? He's not a dog, Vicky. He's my son and he's coming with me.
You can't take him away from us. He belongs here.
He belongs with me. He's my child and I'm the one who's going to raise him.
You're making a mistake, Olivia. You'll regret this.
I won't regret anything. I'm going to give my son a better life and I'm not going to let you stop me. And yeah, just continue your evil plot. I'll try my best to protect my son out of your sight forever. But for now, goodbye, Mrs. Vicky. Hope we'll never have to meet each other again. I can't believe Vicky actually went back to her side gig to find me. Obviously, there was no way her psychic would know where I was. Mrs. Vicky never ended up finding me. But during my first month away, I kept getting random messages and calls from an unknown number. After picking up one of the calls, I found out it was Mark. I think he was jealous that I got married to a man who was way more successful than him. He kept sending me sappy love songs and poems. How ironic. He thought I was too young to have a kid. Yet he's the one acting like he's still in high school. Eventually, he got really angry because I never replied to his messages. Instead, I started receiving threatening messages like, "If you don't send me your new address, I'll track you down myself and knock down your door when I get there." But I knew it wouldn't happen because Mark doesn't have the kind of money or skill to find me. As for me, I finally settled in with my new family. 2 months after our wedding, I got pregnant with a baby girl. My new husband was so loving and supportive throughout my pregnancy, and my son loves his sister so much. When my son turned 15, I finally told him the truth about his biological father. I didn't share exact details, but he knows enough to never want to go back to his hometown. Now, I've decided to forget the past and enjoy my life with my new family.
Apparently, my dad hasn't got long left to live. I don't have the time to visit, so go take a look at him in the hospital tonight and tell me what the doctors say. He's being discharged next week, and we're going to have to stay with him until he kicks it. Clear out the room in my parents' house before, then we'll sleep there.
What? This is all really sudden. What? Is he okay? Why is he at the hospital? Did he collapse? What do you mean he hasn't got long left?
I don't know and don't care. It just means that he's going to die soon. I didn't think that it would happen this soon, so...
Yeah, you must be really shocked. Are you okay?
Shocked? About what?
Your dad must be in a really serious condition if he's been admitted to the hospital so suddenly. It must be tough knowing you don't have much time left with him.
Why would I be in shock about that? I've been waiting for this. If anything, I'm over the moon. It's finally my time.
What? Is this some kind of joke, Henry?
My dad's company. It's finally mine. I bet he's been hiding a massive fortune from me and my mom all these years. He's a real Scrooge, that old man. He's never told us how much he has, and he never gave us money when we said we wanted to buy something. I deserve to inherit everything he has after being so patient. He has the money to let us live in luxury, but he's so cheap. He refuses to give me and my mom anything we want. It's not fair. I'm entitled to that money. He doesn't know how hard I've worked in his company for him.
I'm sorry. What are you talking about? Your dad's in the hospital, and you're already talking about your inheritance. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, so what if I am? It's owed to me. I just spoke with my mom, and she says that his condition isn't likely to get any better. He's going to be bedridden, which means he's already got one foot in the grave. There's no better time to talk about my inheritance. Plus, my mom's going to have a hard time taking care of him by herself. And she says that it's a waste of money getting a nurse to take care of him, or putting him in a home. So you'll have to do the caretaking. You're my wife, so you can't argue back. Don't expect to get any money out of him either. That money is mine.
What are you talking about?
From now on, you're in charge of taking care of my dad. I'm too busy with work, and your job isn't as important, so you can easily quit. You don't have the right to complain since I'm going to be rich when I get my inheritance. You should consider yourself lucky for marrying me.
Excuse me? My career is just as important as yours. I can't take care of your dad. You say that you're going to be rich, but as it stands, we're each paying half of the rent and the bills because we're both working.
So what? My dad's the CEO of his company. Once I inherit everything, there's no need for you to work. I can pay for everything myself. Lucky you. You're going to be a CEO's wife, and you can stick to being a housewife instead of wasting your time going to work. You're going to have an easy time just staying at home, doing the dishes and cleaning and stuff. What's so hard about that? You should be happy to at least help out with taking care of my dad.
Is that why you suddenly decided we're going to live with your parents? To make yourself look better? So that he wouldn't have any reason to change his mind about passing his company onto you? Even though I'm the one that's going to have to take care of him? You're kidding, right? I don't want to have to do something that troublesome.
What? You can't say that. He's my dad.
Then why don't you take care of him yourself? I'm sure he would be happier if you were with him.
No way. I have to work. And other stuff. I don't want to deal with an old man like him.
I have work to do. Why do you get to prioritize your job? And what do you mean, and other stuff? What could be more important than taking care of your own dad in his final moments? It's not like you're busy with the housework because I do all the cooking, cleaning, and the laundry before and after work and on my days off. You make it sound like cleaning is really easy and simple. But it's actually really tiring and time-consuming to keep a house in the condition you always enjoy it in. If anything, you have plenty of free time to take care of your dad yourself.
You're the wife. It's easier for you to quit work and you married into this family. So you should be happy to sacrifice your job for my sake. It's more worthwhile if I keep my job since I'm going to be inheriting the position of CEO in a matter of weeks, maybe even days if we're lucky.
I can't believe you actually think that. I'm enjoying my job. I don't want to quit. I'm not sacrificing it for anything or anyone. Can't you respect that?
Respect? Why should I? You're my wife. You're supposed to be supporting me. There's no reason for you to keep your job if we are going to be rich. My mom agrees that that's what we should do, so there's no point arguing about this any further. My mom says that women should be more selfless and give up their job if that's what's necessary for the family. And she's never wrong, so we're going to do what she says.
It's great that you have so much faith in your mom, but you're completely ignoring my opinion. What about what I want to do? We should be working towards finding a solution that suits both of us together, not just forcing an unwanted situation on the other. I need more time to think about this. So I'm going to go see how your dad is. We can talk later.
My mom and I are going on a trip to a hot spring. I'm leaving my dad to you, so make sure you take care of him properly.
What? Are you going to leave me to deal with everything by myself? What about your dad?
I don't know and don't care. Figure something out.
Huh? What do you mean you don't care?
It's your job to take care of him, not mine. I don't care what you do, as long as you don't hire a nurse or a helper. It's a waste of money. His condition stabilized ever since he collapsed. But there's no telling when it'll be his last day on Earth, so let me know if he finally kicks it. That's the only report I need, so don't disturb us.
You're seriously going on holiday with your mom? Your dad's bedridden. Don't you want to spend more time with him before he passes? He can't talk so much, but I'm sure he can still hear you. Try talking to him. Where have you been these past few days? You haven't come back at all. I need some time to relax myself, you know? What have you been doing while I've been busy taking care of your dad and doing all the housework?
That's none of your business. I'm free to do whatever I like, whenever I like. I'm a future CEO. Nobody can tell me what to do anymore.
Do you really think that being a CEO means it's okay for you to go and dump all the stuff you don't want to do on me? Owning a company doesn't make you any better. You only agreed to let him live with us because you want his company and his fortune. But you haven't even lifted a finger to actually do anything to show that you're worthy of inheriting everything he has.
Well, yeah, it's true I haven't done anything. But what's wrong with that? Why should I do anything when I have a wife to do it for me? All I need is my inheritance. I don't even have to be there when he dies.
I can't believe you. Does your mom really agree with that? Isn't it a little too heartless to decide to go on a holiday when her own husband is on his deathbed?
Of course she doesn't care either. If anything, she was the one that suggested that we go on the trip. She's happy that she's free of having to do the dirty work of helping my dad get changed. Go to the toilet and wash him. We're going to be away for a few days so we can get a good rest. Take care of my dad. Oh, and make sure you keep us updated. That's if he gets worse, not if he gets better. I don't want to hear about him making some miraculous comeback to the company.
That's enough, Henry. How can you talk about your own father like that? I never knew you could say something so horrible. You're a terrible son. I've had enough of you and your mother. I knew you weren't perfect when we got married. But I should have realized that you were an asshole much earlier and saved myself the trouble.
I don't care what you think of me. You can insult me all you like. But the only thing that matters to me is that I get my money. I am anticipating that a lot of money is going to come to me once I take over the company, so I think I'm going to let loose and splurge on this trip. Once I'm CEO, I won't have to worry about money anyways, so I might as well start enjoying the high life.
Oh yeah? Well, I stay at home cleaning and taking care of your sick dad. You've got some nerve saying that to me.
That's what a wife is for, right? Staying at home and taking care of the house and kids. My dad can't eat or change himself, so he's practically a baby. The only difference is that he's a pretty big one. If you don't like it, you can just leave him there. That might even speed up the process for us. And if anyone questions why he was alone, we can blame you for abandoning him. Keep that in mind if you do decide to disappear. That's going to be on your conscience, not mine.
That's enough!
Besides, you don't have anywhere to go, remember? You should be grateful that you managed to marry a guy like me. With the power and the fortune I'll be gaining, you'll never have to work. The least you can do is take care of my dad until then. He's on his deathbed. You won't have to take care of him for that long. Anyway, I've got to get ready for my trip. I'll see you when I get back.
Who's on their deathbed?
Huh?
I never imagined that my own son would say something so horrendous about me while I was so close to death. I'm disappointed. It bothered me that you and your mother were always whispering about something behind my back, but now I know that it was all about your inheritance and my company. Aren't you ashamed of yourself for making your wife take care of a sick old man with no help and not even a word of gratitude?
Wait, who is this? This isn't Sophia typing. Dad?
Who else? Your mother is with you, isn't she?
But why are you able to message? I thought you could barely speak, let alone raise your arms to type a message. You're supposed to be dying. What's going on?
While you were out of the house doing God knows what, Sophia was doing her best to take care of me. I made the miraculous comeback that you were dreading. Once I was able to move around more freely, Sophia told me that you weren't home and explained everything that had happened. I found out the truth about you and your mother and your true intentions.
Wait, you've got this all wrong. If you read the conversation we had until now, then you need to know something. Sophia made me say all of that. We had an argument about something really stupid, and I said some really bad stuff about everyone that I honestly regret now. You shouldn't take any of it seriously. It looks bad, but it's not my fault. This is one big misunderstanding, I swear.
Henry, do you really think that I am stupid enough to fall for a pathetic lie like that? Thank goodness I found out about what you and your mother were really like before I passed. I would have turned in my grave if I had let you inherit my company and use my money for your stupid shopping sprees. Before that happens, I'm going to rewrite my will.
What? You're going to change it?
I'm going to leave everything to Sophia.
What? Are you out of your mind? Why would you give your company to a complete stranger? She's got nothing to do with the company.
You let that complete stranger nurse me back to health.
What? It's not like she had anything to do with your recovery. She's only been taking care of you for 1 week. You can't just decide that all of a sudden. What are me and Mom going to do? Are you just going to leave us with nothing?
I don't have any money to give to a son and wife that were looking forward to me dying. You didn't even think to spend more time with me. You're out on holiday, I hear? I was planning on giving the company to your little brother. But all of my money is going to Sophia for being a wonderful nurse. She's worked extremely hard to keep on top of the housework while spending as much time with me, reading to me, and talking to me. She deserves everything I can give her.
What? What are you talking about? What do you mean? You're planning on giving the company to Leon? You're never going to give me the position of CEO in the first place? Even though I'm the eldest?
You don't have what it takes to run a company. The only reason why you even have a job is because you have the same last name as me. You never earned anything for yourself. On top of that, you used your connection to me to influence the people around you, and never worked a day in your life. I hear that you've been sitting at your desk twiddling your thumb, while some other office worker works overtime to finish your work. You haven't done anything to deserve the position of CEO.
That's not true. Who told you that? You're lying. They're just trying to turn you against me.
You don't even deserve to have a woman like Sophia as your wife. She's much too good for you, too generous and too kind. She's wasted on a selfish man like you. What you've done is unforgivable.
What are you talking about? You've got to forgive me. No, wait. I haven't even done anything that needs forgiving. Believe me, this is all part of Sophia's plan. She's been after your money ever since she married me. She's turning you against me so that she'll get everything.
Enough! I'm not interested in your lies, Henry. As long as I'm alive, you're not getting anything. And I'm going to make sure that you can't inherit anything even after I'm gone. You're not welcome in my company or in my home. Don't you dare show your face to me ever again.
Don't say that, Dad. I'm your favorite son. Please wait.
That's what you get, huh? You seem pretty flustered after being lectured and practically disowned by your dad. How pathetic.
Sophia, this isn't funny. Why did this happen? Why did you show my dad the conversation we had?
Your dad's been up and around for the past 2 days, and his condition has improved a lot since he woke up. We've had time to talk about a lot of things since you've been out. And I still have time off of work.
Seriously? Why didn't you tell me he was up? You tricked me!
I never tricked you. You told me that you didn't want to hear about him getting better, so I didn't mention it. But I suggested that you come back and be with him, remember? I didn't have anyone else to talk to about how you had completely left me to deal with everything by myself. And I've been stressing about a lot of other things besides this incident. So I told him everything. He was happy to give me advice on what I should do with you. Now he knows everything. You're finished, and you only have yourself to blame.
This isn't funny, Sophia. Do you understand what you've done? You've ruined your husband's life.
What are you so upset about?
Why wouldn't I be upset? I'm going to lose my job, my company, my money, all because of you. Stop Dad before he seriously changes the will.
Whose money? Didn't you understand? Your dad. You don't have any right to it.
Listen to me. I'm your husband.
I don't have any obligation to listen to anything you say. Whether you're my husband or not, you may not be able to tell, but I'm pretty pissed off myself.
What? Why would you be pissed off?
You're an idiot if you don't understand why. And you don't have any right to be angry with me. Your dad is furious, and with good reason. He's made his decision based on the way you treated him and treated me. You don't have any right to change his mind. You can try all you like to make it my fault, but you can't escape the fact that you caused this yourself. If you have a problem with that, why don't you try and make an argument? Because I'll shoot it down.
Wait a minute. Why are you so angry? I'm the one that should be angry right now.
Of course I'd be angry. You were trying to go on holiday, fully aware that your dad was in bad condition, hoping that you'd get news that he passed away while you were gone. You're the worst! Not only that, I have proof of the affairs you've had, and have passed the evidence onto your dad for him to look at.
Affairs? What are you talking about? I haven't had any affairs.
I've been thinking about filing for divorce for a long time. I just didn't know when would be the best timing. But it looks like there's no need to think it over anymore. If anything, thanks for giving me the opportunity to break it off.
What? You were thinking about divorce? Since when? Why would you want divorce? Don't you understand that you're a lucky woman for being with me? I'm the CEO's son. What else could you possibly want?
It's taken a while, but I can finally see you for who you really are. I can see that you're not the man that you made yourself out to be when we were dating. Living with you and being married to you has shown me how selfish, lazy, unreliable, and dependent you are. I haven't been living with a husband. I've been living with a big baby. And because of how horrible your behavior has been, your dad's even offered to pay for my lawyer to make sure that I have the advantage in court.
What? Why would he support you? I'm his son. He should be defending me, not backing you up. What the hell did you say to him to turn him against me?
I told you. I told him everything. Unlike you, your dad's a good person. He told me that I was just being taken advantage of, and that there was no need for me to endure your treatment any longer. And from now on, your dad's going to receive the care he deserves from a home for the elderly without anyone telling him that he's a waste of money. I'm happy to help him out if he ever needs anything, but keep in mind that I'm not interested in keeping in touch with you. Once we're divorced, we're over.
It's your fault that I'm not going to be CEO and that I'm going to lose my job. And you're running away? That's not funny, Sophia. You can't run away from me. That's not fair. You should suffer just as much as me.
I'm going to leave your parents' house, but don't even think about coming back to our place. I'm going to live there alone.
What? I thought you had already returned our keys to the landlord.
No, I haven't given the landlord notice. I was already planning to ask for a divorce, so I decided that it would be a waste to give the apartment up. But I've already changed the keys, so there's no point trying to get back in. Your stuff is all here at your parents' anyways, so you don't have any reason to go back. If you try and force your way in, I won't have any choice but to call the police and report you for trespassing.
Are you being serious? You really want to get divorced?
Of course I do. I'm very sure that it's for the best.
Don't come crying to me when the divorce is over and you can't get any of the inheritance Dad promised you. Come on, I'll forgive you for threatening to divorce me. So let's work together to get my dad to give us his money.
No, thank you. Your dad's already worked on a way to leave me his money, even if I'm not married to you. I told them that I didn't need anything, and that all I want is to get a divorce. But he was insistent that I receive something for taking care of him.
What do you mean? He's already found a way to leave you his money. It's better if we stay together, don't you think?
You just want to stay together so that you can enjoy the inheritance I will receive from your dad. Well, we knew you might start saying stuff like that, and might even refuse to sign the divorce papers. So we've already hired a successful lawyer to cover our case. She's the best divorce lawyer, so you won't even stand a chance.
You've already prepared that much?
Your dad was saying that he's planning on divorcing your mother too. You're not only going to lose your job and your inheritance, you're both going to lose your spouses and your homes. You can become homeless for all I care. You both deserve what's coming to you.
What? He's going to divorce Mom? Why?
Apparently, your mom was cheating on him too. She didn't even bother to hide it. She took advantage of him being bedridden and brought her partners into their home. Like mother, like son, I guess. You should both take this chance to reflect on what you've done and learn to respect other people before you remarry. That's if anyone is willing to.
Mom was cheating on Dad? I never heard anything about that. Is he really going to divorce her?
You should be more worried about yourself. The only reason you had a job was because your dad gave you that position. But now he knows everything. You're not going to be able to work for his company anymore. You're not even going to inherit anything. You're not going to be able to live the high life like you hoped you would.
Sophia, wait. Think about this. I never imagined that things would turn out like this. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I just got ahead of myself when I heard the news about my dad. Come on, let's stay together and help each other out. I need you, Sophia. I can't live without you. Please, you can't leave me.
Oh, really? I can live happily without you. If anything, you need to learn to do the housework yourself for once. There's no way I'm living with you ever again.
You're seriously abandoning me?
You're the one that pushed me to make this decision. So if you wanted me to stay, you should have been more caring and more willing to think about my needs as well as yours. The more you beg, the more pathetic you look. So I wouldn't suggest pushing the issue any further. Anyway, I hope you'll enjoy your fancy trip to the hot springs with your mom. You should make the most of it since you'll be experiencing hell when you get back here. I can't wait to get justice for everything I had to suffer while I was with you. See you in a few days' time. In the end, Sophia cooperated with her father-in-law to fight both Henry and his mother in court. Apparently, Henry continued to beg her to change her mind even after he returned from his trip. But Sophia ignored him until the papers were signed and filed. After the divorce was done, she only told him that she never wanted to see him again and refused to talk about the inheritance. Her father-in-law had returned to full health in a matter of days, making it pointless to talk about the inheritance. Sophia's mother-in-law had no choice but to accept the terms of the divorce and was kicked out of their home. Henry lost his job, and because he believed that he would inherit his father's fortune, he had never saved any money. He was without a job and a home, and was going to have to live hand to mouth for a while. He's still paying the compensation he owes to Sophia, while living with his mother in a shabby apartment, working day and night to earn enough to feed both himself and his mother. As for Henry's mother, the shock of getting divorced and losing the lifestyle she had enjoyed for decades caused her to become a shut-in, and she had started showing signs of dementia. Henry had to take care of her himself, since he didn't have enough money to put her in a home, and finally realized how much trouble he had caused Sophia by forcing her to take care of his father. Both of them had finally gotten what they deserved.
Kate, I'm gonna be late today. I don't need dinner.
Oh, are you out drinking again?
Yeah? What?
Haven't you been drinking too much lately? You seem to have a hangover every day. You should let your body rest.
I don't really have a choice. I get requests from my minions to go out and eat like every day. They all love me too much.
But you always end up drinking too. Your medical checkup results were not that great. You should really hold off on drinking for a while. And you're spending too much too. I understand you care about your subordinates, but you need to think about your budget too.
That's on you. You need to save up.
I already am. Julia's gonna need money when she gets into high school.
She goes to public school. Why would she need money?
For starters, her school has a uniform. We need to pay for her tutoring right now too. You need to save.
What? She's already gotten in. What does she need tutoring for?
It's so she won't have trouble keeping up in her AP classes.
Maybe you should stop spending so much on her.
What are you saying? Money spent on Julia is not going to waste. It's for her future.
You saying money I spend is a waste?
I'm not saying it's a waste. It's just too much. It's not essential.
I'm working my butt off every day to feed you guys. And you're telling me not to spend money I earned?
I appreciate you working for us, but I also work around the house. Shouldn't we be more cooperative?
I earn more than you.
That's true, but...
How about you do something about your own spending before lashing out at me?
Huh? I'm not wasting money.
You are. Using the furnace like crazy. The utility cost always goes through the roof in the winter. You realize that?
Wait. How is that a waste? It's sub-zero outside. And I can't even use the furnace?
Just put on a coat.
That's not enough. How am I gonna do chores in a freezing room?
People back in the day didn't have the comfort of heating. You need to be thankful for living in a house without a draft coming in. Just deal with it.
That's just outrageous. Julia needs to study every day too. What if she catches a cold?
Make Julia wear a coat too. That's enough to keep a cold away.
Are you serious?
Fine. Let her use heating in her room. All else is prohibited.
Julia spends time in the living room too.
Then make her stay in her room. Why do you think a housewife is in any position to talk back to me? It's all on you.
Miles, what time are you coming home today?
I'm not telling you.
Huh? Why? I need to prepare dinner.
Because you're trying to fool me.
What? Fool you? About what?
You're using the furnace while I'm gone, and turning it off before I get home so I don't notice.
No, I'm not.
Don't lie. The room's been oddly warm when I come home.
Are you really gonna chastise me for that?
I told you it's prohibited. What's so hard about wearing a damn coat?
You really expect me to do that? It's snowing outside.
And?
I'm gonna get sick at this rate. Then I'll need to go to the hospital and pay for medicine. Isn't that more costly than heating?
That's why I'm telling you to put a coat on.
That's not realistic. Can't you think more rationally?
How about ski wear? That'll keep you warm. And it's easy to move in.
Will you stop? There's no way I'm doing that. Julia and I are only using the bare minimum. You need to let it go.
I already permitted Julia's room.
That's not enough. We can't eat dinner in the freezing room. Don't put Julia through this.
Why don't you eat in Julia's room?
You use the furnace all you want after coming home. And the cost is still less than your drinking.
I work. Period. A housewife is in no position to live in extravagance. I'm gonna start using surveillance camera.
What?
I'll monitor you to make sure you aren't using the furnace. That'll shut you up.
Where's that money gonna come from? Why don't you just let me use the furnace instead? You're just being mean.
Shut up. This is decided. I'll take away more privileges if you try to delude me again. Get down on your knees if you want to use the furnace so much. Apologize for complaining about my drinking.
What is that gonna do?
Just to make me feel better. You're the one that tried to force me into saving money. If you don't want Julia to get caught up in this, you need to settle it. Julia, your mother's not answering my calls. Is she with you? What are you doing?
Did you just get home, Dad? Were you drinking again?
This is part of my job. Anyways, that's not important now. The lights are all out. Where are you guys? You're not home?
Mom got carried to the hospital.
What? Where's the hospital?
I'm not telling you. You're not welcome, jackass.
Julia! How dare you call your father a jackass? I don't remember raising you like that.
Shut up, jackass. It's your fault Mom collapsed.
Huh? Why me? She needs to keep track of her own health.
Mom's been ill for several days now. She even had a fever.
And why is that my fault?
Who's the jackass that prohibited her from using the furnace? That's what made her sick. We had to call an ambulance.
Why did she not do anything? She's not a baby.
What? You serious? The heck is wrong with you? Making her live in a freezing house? Of course she's gonna get sick.
I told her to use the furnace in your room, so it's not on me.
What kind of reasoning is that? Mom was worried about giving me the cold. That's why she stayed in the living room. It's all your fault.
If I had known she was sick.
Don't try to make excuses now. You even installed cameras. What's wrong with you?
It was to teach her a lesson for talking back to me. I gave her the chance to apologize, but she didn't.
I heard about what happened, and there's no doubt you're to blame. Making a save up while you're out drinking every night? That's why she collapsed. I despise you.
All right, I'll apologize to her. So where's the hospital? Must be the city hospital, right?
I told you not to come. Mom doesn't want you to come either. She doesn't want to see your face or hear your voice.
I'm only worried about her. Give me a break.
Your condescending attitude is not gonna make things any better. Mom needs to rest anyways, even if Mom lets you off the hook. I never will forgive you. You're despicable. I never want to live with you again.
That's a whole lot of trash talk. I told you not to talk to your father like that. If that's how you're gonna be, fine. I'm not letting you in the house until I get an apology. Hey, Kate, when are you coming home? The house is messy, and the laundry's piling up.
Take care of it yourself.
What? Don't expect me to get all soft on you just because you're sick. Get your butt back home if you're feeling better. You're not in the hospital anymore, right?
I will never return to that house. So take care of yourself.
What are you saying? Where are you gonna live?
I'm already with my parents. Julia and I will live here from now on.
You better be kidding. I never agreed to living separately. You trying to weasel out of doing chores? I'll divorce you. Is that what you want?
Yes, let's divorce.
Oh. What? You want a divorce?
I'm tired of dealing with you. Julia is okay with it too. I'm glad we've come to an agreement so smoothly. Let's get it moving.
You can't afford to divorce me.
Why would that be? It'll just be fine.
Don't act so tough. How are you gonna pay for your living? You were just saying Julia will need money for high school. You two can't live on your own.
I'll have to depend on my parents for a while. But I'll start working, so shouldn't be a problem.
Don't be ridiculous. Julia needs a father.
She doesn't need a father like you. You splurge like it's nothing with your measly earnings, and don't even let us use the furnace. And Julia's high school is closer from my parents' house. I don't see any reason not to divorce.
You? How's a housewife like you gonna find a decent job? You're gonna come crying to me in no time.
You have nothing to worry about. My father's friend owns a company and he is looking for an accountant. He offered me the job. I used to work in accounting, so...
That's ages ago.
Yes, that was before Julia was born. But I've been helping out occasionally since then. You knew that, right? They already know I can do the job.
They're just feeling sorry for you.
They wouldn't hire me if I wasn't useful.
I won't allow it. Just come home. Now. I'll let you use the furnace all you want.
Way too late for that. I don't care about you anymore. You think that'll lure me to you? Is the furnace the only thing you have to offer? We have a furnace over here too.
How am I gonna live?
I don't care. Do what you need to do.
I took care of you all these years. You can't just divorce me.
You were the one that was wanting to divorce just a while ago? Isn't this what you wanted? Or were you just threatening me?
I wouldn't call it that. I didn't think you'd want to divorce me. After all these years of taking care of you, how could you bite the hand that feeds you?
That mindset is exactly why I want to divorce you. You've only caused me trouble anyways. With your frequent drinking, we barely had enough to live. I had to work to pay for Julia's field trip. You never listened. I've had enough with you.
The furnace was just payback for your complaining. I wasn't being serious.
You say that after installing a camera to monitor me? Nothing's gonna change my mind now. Take responsibility for your own actions.
All right. Hey, I am sorry. You can use the furnace, and I won't go drinking anymore. There. Happy now?
No,
I apologized. What's not enough?
I can't stand that attitude. I don't want to be with you anymore, okay? An apology is not gonna make me forgive you. Same with Julia. We're better off without you.
You'll be a lot more stable living with me.
Living without heating in sub-zero temperatures. Not my idea of a stable life.
I told you can use the damn furnace.
Is that really all you have to say? I endured for so many years, and I've reached my limit. So it's over. I will divorce you no matter what.
Hey, I really am sorry. Please come home. This house doesn't clean itself and the laundry's piling up.
Then hire a maid. That's what you essentially need.
We were a family for over 10 years. You have no feelings left at all?
You've swept it all away, and don't call us a family. Julia and I don't see you as part of our family. Get it through your thick skull that we're better off without you, okay? After that, I divorced my husband, and my daughter and I are living happily with my parents. My ex must have been so shocked that he stopped going out for drinks and head straight home after work. Things would not have gotten this bad if he had stopped drinking a long time ago. Just goes to show how much he underestimated us. I just hope he continues to pay child support and not disappoint his daughter more than he already has. Julia has started going to high school, and I have started my new job. Haven't already known them from before? My new workplace is suiting me very well. I will work hard to keep my daughter cheery. I will live in gratitude for a new life filled with more laughter than before.